Hey guys, I just wanted to take a minute to show you how I created a couple of digital files for Google Drive, and you can use them in Google Classroom. I haven't seen a lot of tutorials on this, and basically I kind of figured it out on my own by downloading some awesome products off of Teachers Pay Teachers through like Recess Quarterback or Surfing to Success. They have a lot of great resources. And I tried to create a couple of my own things based on what I noticed on their products. So I'm just going to show you a quick little one that you can make very easily, and then you can just kind of apply what you know to your grade level or whatever concept you teach. I am going to show you a math activity. Basically, it's a place value chart. And the students, it's a drag and drop activity, so the students will drag and drop it into the correct place value, and then what the value is worth, and whatnot. So this page is not movable, and they cannot edit any of these things except maybe resize these pieces, which they really shouldn't have to do that. But I did that through regular Microsoft PowerPoint on my computer and then uploaded it to my Google Drive. So I just want to show you how I did that. And we're going to start with a blank presentation. So basically, I always make my files in 8x11 because I like the interactive notebook like a hard copy, and I kind of wanted it to be similar. So I just go to Design, Slide Size, and then this particular one is going to be a landscape orientation, and then I always change this to 8.5 and this to 11. So basically this is what we're starting with, and anything that you do not want to move on the page has to be created first. So if you don't want it to move, you have to create it first, and then you can go ahead and save it as a picture and insert it as a background. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I am going to put in my, like you would change a normal background, and I have a picture paper that I downloaded through public domain photos, and I want to tile it so it looks kind of like a piece of notebook paper. In fact, this one I think is a little bit smaller, but just for time's sake, I'm just going to leave it. You can play over here. You can play over here with, how big you want it to be, what you want your X scale to be and your Y scale to be. And that's how you can get the lines to be a little bit smaller. But for time's sake, we're just going to leave it as B. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert a text box, and I'm going to call it place value chart. And I have KG fonts. I love her fonts, so whoever's font you want to use is fine. But anyway, okay, so I'm just going to kind of spice this up a bit and make it kind of snazzy. Ta-da. The next thing I'm going to insert is my directions, because I want to make sure that the directions are on the page. I've also seen the directions in the bottom here where you can click to add speaker notes. You can put the directions here for the students just however you want them to know where it's at. I like having it right here. And I've also seen teachers who have the students take their own notes in this area, which could be very helpful for them. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to put my directions in, and I'm just going to do drag and move. Anyway, so you can just kind of say whatever you need to say to your students for them to understand. And I'm going to just kind of make this a little cute. right? Because they like cute things and it makes them work harder. Not really, but maybe, I don't know. Okay, so now I have my directions, and I can even give this a little bit of a glow also. And we'll just save it like that so far. So it's a little bit different than the original, but it's pretty similar. For this next part, I don't want the students to be able to move the table either, so I am going to insert a table. And we go up to the thousandths place in 5th grade, and I want them to do thousands, and then I want them to do to the thousands. So thousands to thousands would be 7 place values, sorry. And I missed one. Okay, so basically, I'm going to fill this white, and I'm going to do all borders, and just kind of make this a little bit bigger. The only thing that you want to be careful of is putting in enough space down below for all of your pieces, like in this area here, for all of your movable pieces. So I'm also going to change the thickness, the weight. You can change right up here. Oops, sorry, right here. And I'm just going to kind of make it, well, that's a little bit big. Sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Now, basically, I don't want anything else on. This is basically my page setup, my activity directions, my titles here, and the activity itself. This is basically as far as we can go for right now, and then you can add your movable pieces. So what we're going to do is save this as a background, and there's a couple of different things that you can do. If you just want to save these 3, let's say you wanted to save the 2 text boxes we created in the table, you could highlight all of those or select all of those, right click, and then save as picture. But it's not going to get the background in. But it is very helpful to do that if you create like something small on the page that you want to save the position, kind of lock the position, that will work. But for what we need to do, we need to go to Save As. You're going to choose your file folder that you want to save it as. So I'm just going to go to my Teachers Pay Teachers folder that I have. And this is my place value chart item. And basically, I'm going to title it Place Value Chart Background. And it's not going to save it as a PowerPoint. I'm going to click the file type, and I'm changing it to a PNG, a portable network graphic format. And basically, it's going to give that transparent background as the picture, where a JPEG would leave like a white filler in the background. I know that there's probably scientific computer names for those things, but I don't know what they are. So anyway, moving on. All right, so I'm going to save it. And I don't want to save all the slides, just the one. So I'm going to save just the one slide. If you wanted to save all of them, you could create an entire activity and then save all of your slides as pictures and then reinsert them. That's how I learned to lock my things so people can't steal clip art and things like that. So anyway, so basically now I'm going to insert a blank slide, and I always do this. I never just change this one, because in case I make a mistake or there's something that I don't like, if I accidentally delete it and I can't get it back, I did all that work for nothing. So basically, I'm on my blank slide. I go to Picture, File, and then I'm going to go to my Teachers Pay Teachers, back to folder, back to the folder that I saved it to, which was Place Value Chart, and then I did Place Value Chart Background. I'm going to insert it. And bam, now I can't move anything on it, and it's good. So far, it's fine. I like the way that it looks. It's good. So now I can just delete this first slide. I don't need it anymore. If you want to save an edited, I generally will save an edited PowerPoint. So maybe before I delete it or before you delete it, you can save it as place value chart edits. That way, if you want to add an extra place value or remove a place value or change the directions, I can no longer do that here because this is all locked into place. Now I'm going to show you how we can insert the movable pieces. So basically it's just going to be a text box, and I'm going to type in the different place values, and I will shape fill. I can do like a green. Another cool thing really quick, I don't know if you guys know how to do this, but design. These are all the design templates for PowerPoint, but you can also save your own color scheme under here if you were to click this little drop down sub menu and click on colors. And you can change, there's all of these selections to choose from. So basically your default colors would change to whatever the scheme is. I created one called Gray and Brights, which it's kind of like a neon, and I really like it. So that's how I got those colors. So I'm gonna change this here real quick. Okay, so format, shape fill. See, my default colors have changed up here now. And I think I chose this one for the place value. And I like to play with the transparency a little bit, so I'm just going to change it kind of like that. And now I can type in there, and I will show, I do ones place. And I'm going to center it. And for the thousands, ones place value. Sorry, I was going to say something else, but never mind. Ones place value, and it fits in there good. I'm going to probably have to make it just a little bit smaller because I know that the thousands is going to be a little bit longer, but I kind of want them to be about the same size. Now basically all I'm going to do is copy and paste, Control C, Control V, and then I'm just going to create the other place values as text box. And then the color's the same and the size is the same, and I don't have to worry about remaking it, making sure it's the same. Okay, so I want to make sure that these all fit in there, and they do. And I can actually probably make them just a little bit bigger, and my font just a little bit bigger. I just want to make sure that they still all fit. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to do my decimal place values. Sorry. This one I know I'm going to have to change to probably 16, but it's okay. Which would totally throw my OCD off, but for time's sake, I'm just going to leave it there and hope for the best because I have 1 minute left. So basically now what I'm going to do is create my text boxes for the actual value that they represent. So 1, and I'm going to change this to shape fill, transparency, and then normally your text box will always default to auto fit, and you can change that over here under your format shape. If you click text options and then click on this box, that's the text box options, you can go do not auto fit, and then when you drag it